I mean,
You can make a big change in a day.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. You were talking about some like the internal berming or whatever they talked about up at the top or whatever. He moved and put a wall of trees in there in one day, and I was like, "Well, okay." Like, in the cool thing with that spade, dude, is you can't even tell, like because you can't even tell that the ground was.
Yeah.
Because it just goes shink into the ground, and he makes a hole, and then you stick.
How big of a tree can you lift up with a?
I wouldn't want to move something with a bigger than a 2-inch trunk on it. Mostly what I was doing is moving autumn olives. That's and so to make a wall.
Right
Yeah, just
you.
some people are
cringing.
Yeah, of the autumn. Well, I cut them back.
Yeah.
So we maintain them. Yeah. So
Well, let's get into that a little bit. So you said these hedgerows or fence rows are mostly autumn olive.
That's correct.
And you haven't had any creeping out into.
So we've had some areas where what we've done is we bring in a forestry mulcher at least once a year, and we mow them down. Like if you have a big pocket of them, I would get rid of that. Deer don't bed in those things. So autumn olive groves, like some guys look at it and think it's like a big bedding area. I don't believe that they're bedding in those things, but they will if you take out like 2/3 of the trees. And that's what we've been doing in those areas that we have.
You've just been maintaining it.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Just cut
There's
them
not
out.
been an aggressive approach to remove like the invasive species on this property because it's one of those ones where it's like you're working with it versus trying to full on eradicate it and then just having the nightmare of trying to bring something else back in it. And it's an ongoing process. Instead, just work with it. And, there are different opinions on that where guys will like, oh, you have to get it completely off your property. Well, that's, if you feel convicted to do that, then you should do that. I wouldn't say that that's necessarily an approach that I've taken over the years. It's like, I'm going to work with it and make it as best as maintain it, and then get wooded browse in it and then continue to maintain it so it doesn't go out of control.
Do you see the deer eating the autumn olive a lot?
Yeah. Yeah, the berry crop was pretty strong this last year, so they're standing up on their legs eating them. Yeah.
They don't browse it, but they'll eat them berries.
Yeah. I don't. Surprisingly enough, as prevalent as it is across Michigan now, I don't think I've hunted a property that really has autumn olive on it.
So if you go up to that north, further. Okay, so this area here, that's all autumn olive, kind of along and it's got a hillside, and then there's a tamarack swamp. I didn't like how the deer, what they were doing was they would just go right through it. And so they weren't bedding in it. And so what we did was we forestry mulched and just tamed it and took it back. And we took out about 2/3 of those trees. And I mean, when I went
some pretty
through,
decent sized trees in there too.
Oh yeah, some of those autumn olive trunks were probably 6 inches in diameter. I mean, these are big, and so you definitely needed it. Yeah, you definitely needed the forestry mulcher on this. So, but taking that back really made a difference because those deer use that whole area for bedding, and you got like a nice little south facing slope.
I think it's because now that they have like open up pockets in there to see and feel more comfortable taking it back that much, or.
Yeah, and they can move through it. I don't think that they want to armory crawl. I think they're like, I mean, I always tell Jay, I like smiling deer, happy smiling deer. Like that's my thing. Like, I mean, give me
a deer walking around your farm just smiling.
I said we have to make a T-shirt the other day. I was like,
that's my goal.
That's
always
his goal.
Happy
deer,
smiling, lazy deer that don't have to work hard.
That's what it was. That's what it was. The T-shirt is like, I want lazy, happy deer.
Yeah, lazy, happy deer. And so, and I think that they don't want to even have to bend down to armory crawl through it. I really do. Like, because they're going to go through the spaces where they didn't have to do that. And you can see it. And so to make more spaces for them that they didn't have to do that and to create bedding in throughout it, we planted clover when we ripped that stuff up, and we sprinkled some other seeds in there to see if we could bring back something else to replace it. But the amount of bedding that I went through there and saw winter bedding in there was incredible.
How fast will that autumn olive come? Like when you say you ran a forestry mulcher through here, like how many? Like is it next year you had to do it again?
So we've been trying to get him there every year. I haven't had to hit the same spots every year.
Okay.
So my guess is I'd probably run through there, but I can use that. I can tame that with my flail mower now, I think. So I don't think I need the forestry mulcher once it's been completely
Set back,
ripped out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a brush hog or something like
Brush
that.
hog on the
Rotary.
skid steer makes a big difference. And,
Yeah.
you know, I had about an 8 acre on an old farm, an 8 acre automotive farm. Like the whole 8 acre field that once was an ag field just was completely overrun with automotive. And we took sections of that back over time and then just maintained it. But you will see, like, I mean, 1 year just left alone in the baking sun, it just comes back with fury. So you really have to, if you're going to take it out and turn it into a plot and all that kind of stuff, really getting those stumps out and all that is really important. And using the right herbicides to tame them back. So,
Hey guys, I just want a quick pause and take a second to show our appreciation for you supporting Everland Outdoors. So if you don't know exactly what Everland Outdoors is we are a full service drone company. So what we do is we utilize drone technology to give you the highest resolution, most up-to-date imagery of your property. So if you just carved in a food plot, you just got some TSI work done, you'll be able to see that real time, most up-to-date imagery and the highest resolution possible utilizing our drones. So we also have a wide variety of drone pilots that have thermal capabilities. So if you're looking to do buck to doe ratios, you want fawn recruitment rates, you want to count the number of turkeys, however you are managing your property, our thermal drone pilots can help you better manage your property by getting you correct, accurate, and again, up-to-date data. So if you're interested in any of these services, we have pilots all through the Midwest and the South. So just visit us at everlandoutdoors.com, book your property, reach out. We'd love to help you in any way. And again, thanks for supporting Everland Outdoors.